On YouTube, it's your fam Zay Gifted, back at y'all with another message, back at y'all with another video. First and foremost, I would like to give all praise, all esteem, all glory to Abba Yahuwah and Yahusha Mashiach for using me as a vessel of work in and through me to get this video to help more men become more God-fearing men and help them become the best version of themselves all around the world. So today I want to talk about how I relapsed after a year on semen retention. So when I first started my spiritual journey, I started in September of last year. It was either September or August last year of 2024. So I started back then. So I started retaining from lust. I started getting into my word. I started working out more and doing all this and that. And then it come to one point in time to where I got a job again. I started working at Walmart. You know, Walmart, there's a lot of people, and there'd be a lot of people coming in there. You see a lot of women, anything. It's a lot of people that come through there. So when I was on my semen retention journey, it started, I was on for 3 months. And then it just women just kept coming out of nowhere, kept coming out of nowhere, getting attracted to me, kept looking me in my eyes, kept trying to do me in some submissive way. They'd try to get me to lust after them and try to chase after them and try to do all this and that because they can feel my energy. They knew I was on semen retention. So basically the women would try to get me to relapse and do all this and that. So I was going strong, hard, and I pushed through that. So I was going on it. And once it touched a year, I started getting all these dreams, I'll say probably about 8 months. And I moved in my own crib that Yahusha blessed me with. I started getting all these dreams. I guess it was because of the music I would listen to, probably the stuff that I would watch, the stuff I was listening to, and the stuff I was condoning. And that could be stuff you were inviting the demons in. You got to understand, you can't let demons don't just come in. You got to invite them in. So it was probably the things I was doing and the habits I was having in my life that allowed them in. So basically, I started going to sleep and started getting these dreams of seductresses coming in my dreams. I like to call them sucker bitches because they suck your energy dry and they try to get you to relapse on semen retention. Basically, it'd be pretty women like angels, females that you know in real life, females that you've seen or probably like online. And they'd come in your dreams and they'd try to get you to have intercourse with them or sex with them or do something sexual with them in your dreams. So basically, you can relapse and bust a nut in real life. It's you in the dream, you tapped into the spiritual realm in the dream, but in real life, you're going to be busting a nut. So that's what it was. They'd come in my dream and try to make me relapse. They can feel my energy and they know how strong I was. So they'd come in my dream and make me relapse. Sometimes I'll wake up strong and sometimes I'll relapse. So basically, that's why I didn't want to say basically I'll relapse after a year because I was on it a year. But basically what I really want to talk about is a month ago in August, I would say it was this year, a month ago in August or September, I met this one girl that I used to talk to in high school. We wasn't really talking when we was in high school. We only talked for a week, but I met her really. And I started really getting to know her and stuff. And then she came over, fam. I ain't gonna lie, she came over and we had sex. And after I told her, I felt bad about it because I know that's wrong to the Most High. I know that's wrong to our Savior, and that we shouldn't do this. And we was taught to not condoning sexual immorality, and we was taught to flee from us. And I told her how I felt and told her it was wrong and do all this and that, and she felt like it was wrong too. But you got to understand, at the end of the day, I got to be the strong and the mighty man to step up and be like, no, we can't do this because it's not right. I got to be the one that had the strength and the courage to say we're not doing that. We got to be more disciplined. We got to do all this and that. I got to be the leader of the household. I got to be the one to stand up and say something so we don't have to condone it and put more pressure and put more wounds and all this and that on ourselves. So that's how I felt. So I relapsed, fam, and I knew it was wrong. And what I want to basically talk about is when I relapsed, I felt more it was like I was going to sleep. I kept laying down a lot, sleeping around. I started losing drive. I stopped working out. I started working out after all the sucker bitches was coming to my dreams when I getting vivid dreams and they was hitting me hard. That was about 6 months. But they'd come on early. The sucker bitches, the demons, they'd come on early to try to get your energy. You got to understand that. So you got to remove and release any bad things, any sexual things that you listen to, the music on TV or gooning all this and that. You got to cut all that out because you're inviting demons in. So when you go to sleep, you're going to be tapped into the spiritual world and they're going to come and drain your energy and take that and you're going to relapse. You got to understand it. So I basically went in college trying to call it relapse, but it basically is though, after a year. So I was tired, drained. I stopped getting out my word with God, but I stopped getting out of my word, but I was still praying. I was still talking to the Most High, but I was out of alignment. You got to understand, I was drained. Stuff started going bad at work. You got to understand that because when you holding your sexual energy for that long, your energy gonna be up here. So when you drain it and get it down, it's you gonna be up here and then you gonna drop to down here. Stuff will start going bad at work. People start changing on you. You will see the energy and everybody around you start changing. Stuff will start going wrong at home. You will stop seeing Yahusha. He'll stop answering you, but he'll be there because he not gonna leave. You gotta understand that blessings will stop flowing and you gotta understand that your drive for stuff will be gone. So that's what really happened for me. I wasn't basically in my word and I stopped working out and I started eating a lot and I started getting this stomach fat and I knew it wasn't right about myself. So basically a week or two ago, I went in the mirror and I was like, nah, about to get back on my grind. I'm about to be even more strong. This time I'm about to push harder for myself. Like, I'm about to do so much. And basically what I want to say is, like, when spirituality and all this and that, it's not about perfectionism. You're gonna fail, you're gonna do all this and that, and we beat ourselves a lot. And I tend to do that too. Like, when I would wake up and like the demons would come in my dream, I wake up and I call out on the Father's name. I'd be like Yahusha or Yahuwah, and because they know I relapsed, and I knew I relapsed. I tend to knew it, so I woke up and called their name. So basically we'd try to like hold this grudge on ourselves, for like be mad at ourselves because we relapsed or did all this and that. It's not about perfectionism. You gotta understand it, because we humans, at the end of the day, we're gonna tend to do human things. We're gonna tend to slip up and fall and do all this and that. But you gotta know how to pick yourself back up and get back on it and get back on your grind and stay focused. You gotta understand it. That's where discipline comes in. There, telling your mind, or when something hurt or pain or this and that comes, you gotta tell your mind, like, you can push through it. You got this. You gotta get back up and do it again, fam. You gotta understand that you may fall. It says a righteous man falls 7 times but gets back up 8. You gotta understand it. Even though you fail and even though you relapse and did all this and that, you gotta get back again and try even harder and continue the lifestyle. You gotta understand it. So basically, I relapsed after a year, fam, but now I'm back and I'm better. It been 2-3 weeks holding my energy, and I'm finna just keep going, fam, and keep going, fam, and see where it leads me, fam. But keep y'all head high, fam. Stay close to the Most High, fam, and keep on taking care of yourself, fam.